A year ago, I got retrenched from my IT job, and while most of my colleagues panicked and scrambled to get their CVs updated and ready and sent out, I actually breathed a sigh of relief. It was finally my time to follow my passion. It was time to become a full-time author. Hi, I'm Sinead Leroux. I'm a fantasy author from South Africa, and this is me going from 0 to 1, making my very first YouTube video. So yeah, this is a bit of a cringe, but okay, let's go for it. And hopefully this will be my worst video ever. Hopefully it'll improve. And if you're here, I hope you'll follow me on my journey while I get over my nerves, get used to talking to a camera, get used to talking at all, basically, because I'm so much more used to typing. And yeah, learn how YouTube works and then learn the ropes of everything. So one of my biggest regrets was a year ago that I didn't have the courage to start this YouTube channel and to document the journey that I've been on. But I'm here now. I'm showing up now. I'm doing my best. And I'll hope you'll follow me while I look back on the year, and I'll talk about my plans for the very near future and the kind of things that I'll be sharing on this channel. So a year ago, I didn't start off on 0. I already had 6 books published, but I didn't do any real marketing. Nobody knew about it except, friends and family. And yeah, they weren't really all that interested. But yeah, now I'm a full-time author, and I've realized that there are so many hats that you have to wear when you do this full-time. You have to be a writer, an editor, a book marketer, a cover designer. The list just doesn't stop. So I'm always busy. Since then, I've published 2 novels and another flash fiction collection, and I finished the edits on my latest novella just yesterday, so that's quite exciting, actually. Yeah, but the actual trigger for this video, and we're building up the courage to do this now, was when my hardcover books arrived. And I'll show you what they look in a second. So being based in South Africa makes everything just a little bit more difficult when you're an indie author. We don't have print on demand, really, and I've been struggling for basically 6 months to get quotes from publishers for a small print run of one of my books, and it just didn't work out. So I've never actually held my books, the physical copies of my books, in my hands. Sometime last year, my husband went to the UK to visit some family, and he came back with the paperback copies of some of my books, and I have them here. I'll show you. They look like this. And it was great to actually hold them in my hands for the first time. It was, fantastic. Especially when you're so used to delivering digital products, having a physical thing is just great. But since then, I've changed these covers, and I had no idea whether the new covers actually looked good or not. And I had no idea whether the interior design looked good or not. But then I decided to just bite the bullet and order the books off Amazon US, get them shipped to South Africa, and see what they look like. So, hardcovers for the very first time in my life. I mean, it is so pretty. Look at the inside. Look at the inside. It looks gorgeous. If you can't tell, I am really chuffed. Really chuffed. So this was book 1. And then you'll see it's got like I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's got like a matte finish. And this is book 2, which has a glossy finish, and I am in love. Glossy all the way from now on. And then book 3, and my latest book, book 4, which is the last one in the series. So, I mean, come on. And then you can see that their spines, they look amazing. And you can also, maybe you don't notice that, but I did make a little mistake, and I've got the title of book 3 on the spine of book 4, which obviously terrible, but I did fix that, and I don't think anybody has actually ordered the hardcovers. So if you do in future, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I also ordered the paperbacks of my flash fiction series, which were also recovered. And I also think they look really nice. They look really nice. And these ones are special because they're so short. They've got flash fiction in them, which are like stories no more than 1,000 words each. They come with, which you don't get in the ebook. If you buy the paperback or the hardcover, the stories have pictures with them, which I think is really cool. Really cool. Anyway, it was really great to have these books in my hands for the first time. You can tell I'm quite excited about it. The problem with this, unfortunately, now is that the reason why I ordered them is that I have a legal obligation to give the National Library in South Africa a copy of each of my books, which is why I've been struggling so long to get printed ones. But now I have them, and tomorrow I have to go and hand them in to the library, which is not great. But I got to do it, and I will perhaps order some new ones that I can put up on my bookshelf permanently. Okay, so what's next for me? I finished the edits on my novella, and now I have lots of admin to do to get the novella out, which is a prequel story of my Mythical Menagerie series. So I have to do interior layout. I've designed the covers, but I can't do the paperbacks until I've done the interior layout. I have to do that. I have to get the ISBNs, and then I have to do the whole pre-order process before it can get published. So that's what's up next. I'm also busy doing German and French translations of my series. It's going to be a tricky one. It will take a while still. And then I'm also busy brainstorming the next series in my Mythical Menagerie universe. So the one that I just showed you is a complete series. The story is finished, but it's open for more at the end with different protagonists, different creatures. It's quite exciting, actually. Okay, so if you're interested in following, I would really like it if you like and subscribe. I'll be talking about my writing life, my indie publishing journey, how I tackle book marketing, maybe the travels that inspire my books, because that's my other passion. And maybe I'll do some deep dives into the creatures you can find in my books. Unicorns, griffins, minotaurs, selkies. There's a werewolf, but I try and keep to the lesser known creatures, but he's in there. So yeah, I'll talk about that. And then yeah, like and subscribe. And then next week, I'll talk more about the things that I did wrong this year. Okay, see you then.